Today's podcast will be over effects of social media on society. I absolutely love this topic. Yeah, I mean, everyone's on it all the time. You have to have your opinion on it at least. So we're going to first talk about the background of social media. In a sense, social media began on May 24th, 1844 with a series of electronic dots and dashes typed out by hand on a telegraph machine. But to be honest, I don't count that as real social media. You can't communicate with anyone like how you can now and for the past 20 years. Of course, it's developed so much over time, but like it really started, I think, about 1997. And that was with this one website where you could communicate on it and you could find mutuals and stuff like that. Of course, it was a step of nonverbal communication, but it's still not like how it is right now, like with actual social media where you can literally access anyone in the world. It's pretty cool, but also scary at the same time. I'm going to first be talking about TikTok. And I was going to interview someone for this, but really, I think I just want to give my own opinion on it. So I have a couple questions for myself. And the first question will be, how can you tell many people revolve their life around trying their absolute hardest to blow up on TikTok? I see it everywhere, around school, just in public, anywhere. There'll be people just like scrolling on TikTok over and over again, trying to find a good sound or something like that. Something you can lip sync to. Or sometimes you can make it yourself. But they'll gather their friends or even do it by themselves or something. They'll just try to make a TikTok, like hoping, like telling everyone, go like this TikTok, go like this TikTok. You know, it's all about clout at school. That's all it is. Like, you just see it everywhere now, and it's became so normal. But if someone were to time travel and see all this, they'd be like, what is going on? Like, what are they doing? You know, like, it's still fun to make videos, and there's some people who just make videos for fun. They don't really, like, revolve their life around just trying to blow up on TikTok, because it is a very easy platform to blow up on, which is half the reason why a lot of people come onto TikTok. But the other half just like to scroll through videos. Like, I know a lot of people who like to do that. But influencers like Charli D'Amelio or Addison Rae, like, those people wouldn't be anything without TikTok. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to see that these people are now like huge influencers. Everyone knows them around the world just because of TikTok blew them up. I think that is so crazy. So my next question for myself is going to be, do you notice at just any party, no matter if there's famous people or not, the person who has the most followers is the one who gets most of the attention? This is very true. And as I watch, like, many people on social media platforms talk about, like, what happens in the real world and not just on that social media platform, they really go into depth about, like, what happens, if that makes sense. I was watching this one video on this one person talking about how they went to an LA party. And of course, everyone there just let me give you an example. So I'll be at a party, right? And so I'll just be talking to someone. They're not even listening. They're just paying attention to the next person that walks through the door. Whether they're famous, who has the most followers, it really doesn't matter. It matters on if that person will give them clout or not. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. This one person was talking about how he was just trying to, like, make friends, you know, talk to people. And Bryce Hall or whoever it is comes to the door. Everyone starts rushing over to him, you know, trying to talk to him because, you know, he has followers, stuff like that. I mean, that's what it's came to. And I mean, I think that's how it's always been too, you know, just very famous and well-known people, everyone wants to talk to them because they want to be able to say, oh yeah, I talked to this person, everyone knows them, type of thing. Not only in just famous people, like, around the world situations, but also in just any high school, college party. Whoever is the most popular and is well known around, like, everyone from the school or something, they're gonna get followed the most. They're not gonna have a single person to not talk to. Everyone's gonna want to talk to them. And so that's how it's really affected society. There's several people who I see, and they will be posting on their stories on Snapchat, another social media platform, which we will get to in a second, saying, like, go like my TikTok, go blow it up or something. And usually what happens on TikTok is if someone pops up on your For You page and you like it, that'll go to more people's For You page. And if they like it, then it'll go to more people's For You page. I had experience with blowing up on TikTok because I was 15 years old And it was summer and I was bored, didn't know what to do. So I just decided to start posting funny TikToks. Next thing you know, I blow up. And I mean, like, I just made a TikTok. I went to post it. And then I went on my bike and rode over to my friend's house and we were just chilling. Next thing you know, I get notification after notification from TikTok, Snap, Instagram. People start following me. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm shocked. And that's whenever I really wanted to start making more and more videos for people to see. It's cool in a way, but if you do the wrong thing, if you know, there's also cancel culture. So if you share an opinion and it rubs someone the wrong way, you'll get canceled. I mean, that's all there is to it. People have become so sensitive because of social media that it could change just instantly. Like, you could have all these followers, everyone loves you, but you say one thing that goes wrong, and boom, you're done. Your career's over. Hold on. Okay, what's up? We're back. And, I mean, I am back, but we have a guest, and I'm interviewing Hayden. Say hey.
What's up?
So, I'm going to be interviewing Hayden about Snapchat, and basically his opinion on it. So, first of all, like, what do you think Snapchat was, like, basically used for?
Keeping up with other people's lives, posting about your own life, and talking to people.
So, like, basically communicating with anyone you want?
Yes.
Okay, like, what's your opinion about it? Like, what do you think about Snap?
I think it is a pretty good app. Well designed, well managed overall.
I know that, like, Instagram, like, has stolen a lot of things from, like, Snap, like, adding Instagram stories, because I know, like, obviously Snap has that first, but now that, like, I remember when was it? It was, like, I was, like, in 7th or 6th grade or something like that, and Instagram had just came out with, like, Instagram stories, and everyone was like, oh, what's Instagram going to do now, like, copying Snap. I know, like, Snap has, like, become a really big thing, but obviously Instagram has been around for longer, I'm pretty sure. So for our next question, from an outer appearance, when trying to talk to someone in person and they're constantly absorbed into just, like, texting or snapping other people back, and, like, you know they only look up at you, like, maybe, like, once or twice, like, how do you feel about that when you're, like, trying to have a conversation with them? Like, how does that make you feel?
Don't do it. It's not good. It makes the person feel like you're not listening. Like an asshole.
Like, how would it make you feel if, like, someone was doing that?
It would suck. Coach White doesn't like when we do it, so he makes us put our phones up so we're not assholes to him.
Okay. I mean, okay, I guess that's true. Do you know when Snap first came out?
2011.
Really?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
Neither do I.
Wait, so did it actually come out in 2011? I don't think it did.
It in fact actually did come out June 8th, 2011, so he was
I
right.
should have looked that up. But that's not really the main concept here. Okay, so how do you think Snap has, like, affected society? Like, how do you see it in our everyday lives?
People do trends on it, and it causes other people to follow those trends. And everyone uses the app. It's kind of it's a very worldwide app, and talk to people from anywhere around the world.
Yeah, like, everyone has it. You can access anyone in the world. But what I'm trying to get at is, like, you see everyone everywhere. Like, people now just, like, get on their phones, like, in public, or they're, like, passing other people. They just get on their phones because they, like, get nervous, you know? And, like, that's kind of what they do, and then they just go straight to Snap. I know that's what I do sometimes because I get nervous around, like, passing, like, a group of people, and I don't want to, like, show my face or anything. So I do that sometimes. But Snap is, like, it's huge for, like, not saving stuff.
It's used for memories.
What do you mean it's used for memory? No, it's not.
Yes, saving the photo, and then it says, like, year ago today, 2 years ago today, 3 years ago today, 8 years ago today.
I guess you're right in, like, a sense. But also, like, whenever you're on Snap, like, and you're, like, texting someone, you don't have to save a message. You know, it'll just delete immediately. And same with, like, snaps. Like, whenever you send a snap, it, like, deletes immediately. You can't see it again unless you save it in chat now, which you can do that. But I know, like, a lot of drama, like, with, like, just teenagers will always happens on Snap because they're constantly, like, saying some crap and, like, they don't ever save it because that's if you want to, like, talk about someone and you want to text this to someone, it's always on Snap because you can't save it. I mean, you can, but, like, most of the time it always just deletes after you view it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that'll be it for today. I don't really have any more questions for you because you suck at answering questions.
Thank you for your time. Hey, Coach White.
Thank you for your time, Hayden. It's a pleasure having you on the show. So, what's up, guys? I'm going to be interviewing Billy Mitchell. Say what's up.
What's up?
Okay. So, I'm going to be talking about Twitter. I wasn't going to talk about Twitter before because, like, all I knew pretty much was about, like, Elon Musk bought it. And, I mean, nothing much happens except for just sharing your opinion on it, basically. And a lot of cancel culture, but that's for another topic. So, I'm going to be asking you a couple questions about Twitter. And I'm going to first ask you, like, what do you know about Twitter?
People share their opinions on a number of different topics, whether they're valid or not.
I completely agree because, like, I know that, like, on Twitter, like, no matter what, like, you're going to lose so many friends about just, like, a single opinion that you just say because of cancel culture, and people just get so sensitive nowadays. And whether you say something sensitive or insensitive, I mean, it really doesn't matter. You're going to get canceled. You're going to lose a lot of friends, get death threats. I was also going to ask you, do you think Twitter makes a positive or a negative impact on society?
Probably both. I mean, there's more that you can do. Like, there's so many options you have now to get your opinions out there that you wouldn't have before, or find people that are like-minded or not like-minded that you can banter with. Not as much bantering on Twitter, but, you know.
Right.
A lot of the things I think I keep in my head just because, you know, people will take offense or not want to talk to you based on it instead of... I have friends that I can disagree with. I can handle that. I'm an adult.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that's mainly, like, if you can't be an adult about something, if you can't just, like be mature, then you shouldn't be on, like, Twitter at all. Like, if you can't just, like be open-minded.
But the problem is too many people can be anonymous. You don't know that they're real people or who they are, so they can say the hateful...
Right, and a lot of people try to stir the pot.
Step past the line. Yeah, and they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have Twitter yourself?
Yes, I have 3 or 4 accounts.
So how has that changed your life ever since, like, you first, like, knew about it and, like, you first, like, I guess, went on it?
I don't post a lot, so not much. I'll watch some different things or find some different people that I'll listen to, or information about the school, or we can post things about the school. That's kind of nice. That's basically all I do.
Okay. Anytime someone has something to say, they just, like, say it on Twitter because that's where you go. You know, if you, like, it's not really, like, a picture type of video app or whatever, like TikTok or Instagram or Snap. It's more just, like, a something you have to say type of thing. But
well, like the picture thing. There's a lot of pictures on there, but I don't
Sure.
I don't care what you're eating tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think people care what I'm eating, so...
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I think... Okay, well, I think that's all I have for today for Twitter. So thank you so much for your time.
Not a problem.
Hey, it is our final section of the podcast. So, as we previously talked about Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and I interviewed many people and the background of social media when it started. I think it's a great subject to talk about with anyone because you really do see in society, everywhere you go, that everyone's on their phones, and it's mainly because of social media, you know, texting people on social media, stuff like that. Scrolling is a huge thing for social media because one big thing about social media is that it causes jealousy, insecurity, many different things in a person. I know it caused me to compare myself to a lot of other people because I was like, I saw her Instagram page and I was like, you know, I don't look like her. Like, her body, like, looks amazing, or her face is perfect. She doesn't have any acne, stuff like that. And you begin to realize, you know, it's hard to grasp because you're so, you know, you see all these people pictures, but it's not real. And that's what you really have to hold on to when you see these pictures on Instagram. It's not real. You know, especially for famous people, it's definitely not real. They Photoshop the heck out of their photos, airbrush, whatever, Facetune the heck out of their photos. And I know some people are very natural and they don't do that, but you tend to not compare yourself so much to those people, and that's why. I know a bunch of my friends, a lot of people, they do social media cleanses and get off social media because they catch themselves feeling more insecure and jealous about something else that they're only seeing on social media. You know, when you really cleanse yourself from that toxicity, it definitely helps yourself. And I know I've done it before, where I just needed to completely cleanse myself from social media because of how harsh it really is on you. You know, your mind is thinking constantly, and maybe you don't even notice, but like I caught myself many times, you know, looking at this person's page and then going back to my page on Instagram and comparing myself between these people. And it's honestly really not healthy. It's not at all. And then I watch myself throughout the day. I get more irritable. I feel less confident about myself, and it's not healthy at all. It's almost upsetting because that's what all of society has gone through, and that's how social media has affected society. It's caused jealousy, insecurity, being less confident, a bunch of different things, hatred. I mean, it's rare when you see love on social media. And when you do see love, that love gets hated on because it's like, what are you doing? That's weird type of thing. So, as we covered that, I wanted to talk about how does social media tie up with U.S. history, because that's also kind of a big topic. So, my opinion, people living in the 20th century would hear about news and current events about who did what and when it happened on the newspaper or radio when it was invented in the 20th century. Then people would be up to date about the news when television came along, and they started having news channels in 1980 with CNN. Now many people don't watch the news as often because before you even get to your TV, you'll already see it everywhere on social media, which is also true. When Will Smith slapped the freak out of Chris Rock, I couldn't even go to the news yet or anything like that. I immediately, within seconds of it happening, there's already articles about it. There's memes about it on Instagram, stuff like that. It is everywhere. You don't even have to go to the news anymore. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant at this point because you literally just look on social media. It's already there. So when you go on social media, you see all that news of like this person did this and that person did that. Then you go on the news and you're already educated on it. You already know what happened. I also think that social media does share a lot more information whenever it comes to situations like that. They explain like what happened, everything like that. Whereas whenever the news, kind of just like gives it briefly and is like, blah, 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 this happened, and that's it, moving on to the next subject. And you know, the news now, I notice mainly talks about politics a lot, and there's a lot of news stations that are very biased on political beliefs, obviously. I think that's pretty much how it ties up with U.S. history, social media does, because it's evolved. We've gone through life, like, I guess, evolving, and changing up a lot of things a lot, and a lot of elderly people still, you know, read the newspaper and stuff like that to see what's going on, but it shares information, but it doesn't share information like how it does today because there's so much going on, and it's constantly recorded everywhere you go. Whenever something happens, it's constantly recorded, immediately gets put on social media, on websites, on the web, everything. So I think that's very significant. So that is how social media ties up with U.S. history, as well as how social media affects society. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Peace out.